This is the story of how my dog died, although it's probably exaggerated in my head because it's been 15 years or so. Our house was getting renovated, so there was this concrete slab that we could play on. We had a soccer ball and were kicking it around. Earlier that week, a cat got hit by a car and was laying in the middle of the road near our house. That road is super busy, but the cat was still there on the side, probably getting hit again and again. Weirdly, we ignored it, but our dog, May, did not. She was well trained, enough that we no longer had any fence or anything to keep her on our property, but the curiosity of this dead cat must have been too strong, so May crept out a little bit more than she was allowed. Us three were playing soccer on the concrete slab at the moment, and even though we were close to that road, we didn't see it happen. What we did see happen was two people crossing the road, each holding an end of a piece of plywood. Laying on top of the plywood was May. She didn't look so good, very limp. We ran and got her dad. He talked to them for a second, then we all quickly got in the car with May riding in the back cargo area of our hatchback. My dad was probably driving fast, although I don't remember this bit, I'm just assuming. And my job was to be checking on May. So I was petting her as we were driving, and she was so out of it, hardly there. And then she started doing this weird movement with her head. She'd pick it up and open her mouth, doing this over and over, not making a sound. I now can intellectualize that this is her gasping for air, but at the time I saw it as a good sign. The memory I remember most is me then looking up to the sky and pleading to God to let her live. I remember what the clouds looked like. It's that vivid. She stopped doing the strange movement and we got to the vet, which was closed because it was a small town and it was the weekend. My dad went to the back and checked her out. She was dead. We all cried quietly on the way back to the house. In the narrative of my life, I see this as an important milestone, one of the only times I can remember actually asking for outside spiritual help and not getting it. I think it turned me off to God. So high school came around and I didn't believe in God or an afterlife or anything. I guess some people can do that, but I had a hard time. You start seeing life as a separate entity, your only shot. The rest is that sort of nothingness that if you think about too long, a hole inside you starts kind of swelling up. So I went running for answers. Until I came home. I like to see death on a micro scale. When you look at it down there, you see how important it is, and how constantly it's occurring. Each haircut is a death. Each active fireplace. Each poop. They all have their function. You start anew, and in the case of the last one, start filling your stomach again so you have another nice little death later in the day. Or the next morning, depending on your schedule, but some of us, and I'm not going to name names, but I'm definitely looking in the direction of my little brother, go quite often. Point is, they're there to build off of. Without micro-deaths, there is a large-scale decay, which, again, will be learned from. To not grow from these moments is impossible, unless the grief is too much that it takes you down with it. Which, in that case, someone or something else will grow. If that sounds too harsh, this next thing will too. I'm grateful for the death of my dog May, just like I'm grateful for her life. The amount I, and I hope my family as well, has taken from that experience is so built into my foundation at this point. The skepticism, the compassion, the memories, it's all still there and it motivates me. I'm not here to tell you that your grief is meaningless. Just the opposite, really. Your grief is now you. Lean in. It doesn't go away. But those memories, the ones that make you simultaneously tear up and smile, are the ones that allow death and growth to exist in the same breath. We are dying every moment, just as we are living. They need each other. They are one and the same. Moo.